we're on the grind for us. It's so much easier to put on us than it is to put on other people, which is sad. And what I found in a lot of what I talked about this weekend is when I've seen the most success in my business or in my life, period, it's when it was up to me. When I chose it for me. When it wasn't. At the end of the day, I have growth when I do it for me. It's like, it's internal. So we have to get to that point when we're really like going to show up for ourselves no matter what. And it's hard to show up for ourselves and, every single day. So Val, I think you can share whatever you want to share.
Yeah, well, first I want to say, awesome.
I have a hard time with you, by the way.
It's all good. I just wanted, what came up for me with that story is something I was talking to somebody else about a week ago, and the conversation was, how do you, if you want to reach a goal, right, and it might be so like big for you or so, just out there, and how do you stay motivated, or how do you really motivate yourself to get it done, like a big goal? And one of the first things, just based on my experience, let's just say even just getting in the best of your life, for example, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've been BSing for the last like 8 months or something, right? And there was a point in time where, first of all, I decided that, okay, I'm gonna actually make this happen. Like, okay, I'm done. Like, there's no reason why I can't, look like the way I want to look, exactly the way I want to look. But the thing is, I remember what happened over the last 8 months is, yes, I didn't want it. I didn't want that. But it's almost like if I focus too much on the goal, the big goal, I get lost in it. And I get attached so much to the goal itself, I get lost in it. It's like, okay, well, how do I start? What do I do? Where do I go? And what I remember just doing, because I'm now 3 weeks into my own regimen, is I said, you know what? This is what's worked for me in the past is, yes, I recognize the goal that I want, but I chunk it down, right? I break it down into chunks, and then I create a daily action plan that looks the same pretty much week after week. So it's more like a weekly action plan, but in the week we have days where I'm doing the same thing, and there's a routine. So now I have that action plan. I'm like, okay, cool. I know that if I do this every single day, I'm going to, in 3 months or in whatever months, I'm going to get exactly what the goal is, right? So I broke it down in the days, and now all I have to do is when I wake up in the morning, I decide that today I'm going to be my best. Today I'm going to make this happen. Like today, yesterday I went to the gym, but I didn't have enough time, so I didn't work out in the morning, and I said, you know what? I'm committed to this. This is supposed to be my cardio, my conditioning day. So what did I do after all the stuff yesterday that we did? It was like 10:30. I went straight to the gym. I haven't done that in a long time, almost 2 years. I've been in the gym that late. But I went because I know that today I'm going to make it happen today. So I've really realized that if we just focus on, well, first off, we have an action plan, right? And then we focus on, okay, today I'm going to make it the best day ever, right? And I do that every single day. Then in 3 months, of course, I'm going to hit the goal that I want to hit. So I just wanted to share that.
So funny. I want to show you this slide, Val. You're going to laugh with me. Everything that you just shared, we're like so in alignment. Everything you just shared, Alicia and I did this slide like 5 times. We talked about it, and it was this like my belief of a pattern to get what you want. And I think I'm missing one thing inside of this, but it's decision. So the first thing was decision. The second thing is releasing the blocks, holding you back from that decision, because a lot of times there are subconscious blocks of not allowing you to move forward with a goal that you really want. So it's decision, goal, release the blocks. That's what it was. Decision, goal, release the blocks. Release about a certain amount of time. Just have faith, which we're going to talk about, and then an action plan with purpose driven with that action plan. Those steps for me, at least that's when I've found, very similar to you, the most success in my life. But it really does start with that decision, a moment when you draw a line in the sand and say, this is it. Like I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I don't want to look like this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Like I really want to succeed in my life. Like I'm ready. And instead of just saying I'm ready and then just journaling like a lot of us do, or like thinking about being ready, like doing it, like releasing the blocks that are holding you back, release the attachment and have the action plan and take the steps and wake up every single day and say, yes, today's the day where I'm going to play full out. Yes, today's the day where I'm going to play full out. Instead of, we know what to do. We know that you get to the top of people and share your vision. You know, and it's great to journal about, oh, this is what I should do, but it's like, ready, do it. You know, have the action, do it. And then when you're in alignment and you're flowing and you're on purpose and you're taking action, your vision's going to start to manifest. I'm really excited for Brooke to share. Second, but Benny, I know you wanted to share.
Yes, I'm excited. It's so exciting. So, listening to you, I'm listening to Dale. I'm going to start off with, I talked to Christine about this. We talked with personal development. It is so for me, for all of us. Me, I know I need more of it. So I pop it in the car, I listen to it. I'm going to start off with that because you're always going to get something out of it. Whether or not you need it right then, or you need it tomorrow, or you're going to need it next week, it's something when you're constantly listening to it that's going to motivate you. So we're just in a personal development, right? So we're soaking the information in. But then, like Val mentioned, we have all this information. Now we have to put it into action. We have to take it and we have to start doing it. I compete, right? So I work out, I train. I did a show back in November. I won first place both categories.
Awesome.
And I'm thinking about, in the process of me stepping forward, and like Val mentioned, like he went 8 or 9 months. I went 2 years, and I was BSing. I was not doing the business, right? So I'm gonna touch back on that. Let me say this first. There are successful people, and there are people that have all different types of success. Right? The people that we want to be like, we're Herbalife. We're a multi-level marketing company. There's success in there, right? But we have to do those action steps. We have to do those things. We have to follow the people that are successful. And we have to do the same things that they did to get what they got, right? It's no secret. If you, the more personal development I do, the more finding out how what everybody does is the same. It's similar. They all do the same thing. There's no secret to it. You just do it. So getting back, I thought I compete. Right? I won the show in November, and I trained for 12 weeks. I trained for 12 weeks to get. I didn't go. Val said you look at a goal, a big goal, you get overwhelmed. I didn't look at it like, oh my God, I got to take my body from being where it is now to getting on stage. No, you wake up, you do one day at a time. You go to the gym Monday, you knock that out. You do what you're supposed to do. You eat the right foods. Tuesday, you wake up, do the same thing. But you get into this pattern for 12 weeks, you do it. You cannot miss. If you miss, or if you cheat, or if you fall off, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for when it's time to do it. Same thing with the business. So now, translating that into the business, okay, you wake up, you do your personal development, you work out, you talk to your client, you go do invites, you do follow-ups, you come to the club, you help people, you all this stuff. You can't skip a step. If you skip any steps, then when it comes time to do the show, you're not gonna look right. Your abs are gonna be off. You're gonna be missing something. So same thing with the business. So I know that just the last 2 weeks I've been able to transition the same effort that I put into competing into the business. So I just want to say that, don't skip these steps in the business. Because the people that are successful, Laura, Brian, Val, there's certain things that they did to get to their success. So if you think you're going to get there, Heather, if you think you're going to get there by skipping steps along the way, it's probably not going to happen. So
that's awesome. It's a great show.
Yeah. It is.
I'm Amanda, and I just wanted to quickly, after listening to everybody share, something that you guys know Joe, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. So Joe, he gets up every morning at 5 a.m. and when he gets up, he's always super excited. I've seen it before. The energy he brings here is all the time. So he always, like, I have trouble getting up early, like Brooke knows. I have a lot of trouble getting up early, and he always just says to me, and I think this is very prevalent, that to just don't think about it, just get up. You know, like once his alarm gets up, he shoots out of the bed. I'm like my dog and I are like, what is going on? Like, he just shoots up. He doesn't think about it. And it's because, and I'm going to bring this back to what I learned in school, what I've been learning in school is your subconscious mind is 88% of your mind. And your conscious mind is 12%. So when you have an idea, your conscious mind, your subconscious mind is going to analyze. It's going to make a decision off of your conscious mind. And if your subconscious mind doesn't know it, if it's not a known, if it's not something that's comfortable, it's going to reject it. So when I see Joe do that, he basically says, you know, I don't care what you're saying, subconscious mind. I'm going to just keep getting up. I'm going to take what my critical mind is saying, and I'm just going to act on it. Action, action, action. And there's something called law of repetition, where if you do it enough, it then becomes planted in your subconscious mind. And then it's a known. And it's something that's easy. And that's why when we do something every single day, and I'm saying this for myself, and as I hear myself, I'm like, replay this and listen to what I'm saying. Like, I have all this knowledge, and I don't use it. Exactly. So if you keep doing it, it then becomes something that is natural, that is something that's in your subconscious mind, and you do it without any issues. So
I was just thinking, listening to Amanda, when I was thinking this before too, what an important step for me, vocalizing when I want something and I want to motivate something, I want to change something. I have to make the decision in my brain, because I'm very much a self-starter. Somebody can tell me to do something, and if I haven't made the decision, not going to happen. So I make the decision, then the next step is I have to start vocalizing it. And I don't mean like complaining, like, oh, I need to go to the gym, I need to go to the gym. Like, I just need to tell people, I'm going to go to the gym, or I'm going to get a new job, or like Amanda said, I'm going to get up early. And so I think that it was interesting when she was saying I need to play this back, is that like she was having a little bit of a vocalization experience.
Yeah.
So now I can't wait for her to start getting up early.
I'm so excited.
Let me take a selfie.
I love that. One thing, Betty, that was a really, really powerful share. The one thing that I wrote down from what you said was the more personal development I do, I realize there are no secrets. And it's so true because we're all equal. No one's better, no one's greater. You can go like, oh, Brian and Laura are up here. No, like honestly, at the same time, we're all souls are equal. You know, there's no better, there's no worse. God made us all equal to be powerful, to shine, right? We just have let go of more blocks. We've just taken more action. We've just gone through fear and said, oh, there's no, I mean, I'm scared, but I'll act anyways. I'm tired, but I'll get out of bed anyways. Because we were so connected to what we wanted. I was so connected to what I wanted. And I've had blocks, plenty of blocks, and there's always people that motivate me. And I go, the thing that I've realized is with professional athletes, singers, actors, actresses, I've never had like this starstruck feeling. I never do, because I'm always like, you know what, that person, I see their light, and it motivates me because I know I have that same light. They're just tapping into their light. They're just letting go of fear. You know, it's like when I watch Justin Timberlake perform, like it ignites this thing inside of me, because I'm like, he's shining. He's let go of fear. Beyonce's let go of fear. I listen to, you know, Gabrielle Bernstein and like some like personal development speakers, and I'm like, we're the same. Like, thank you for going through the blocks to show me what it looks like to take action no matter what. To show me what it looks like, because really all we are is a reflection of what's inside of us. We're not different. And that's so powerful because the more personal development you do, the more you realize we're all the same. There's no secrets. I just gotta let go of all the shit, and I just gotta go. And thank you. I'm gonna use that.
So my experience is a little bit counterintuitive. I've heard a lot of us like saying pushing through blocks and like really the motivation being like going through. And I'm by nature like competitive. Like I race people at red lights and out yoga everyone and out smile. Yeah, I cannot take yoga because I used to be like, I will be more peaceful than this bitch next to me. Like, literally. It doesn't work for me. Nobody can say that out loud. But I'm trying to be peaceful, right? It doesn't work. That has been my whole life, is that I am the most competitive, the most like do more. The most. You see that one girl, you're gonna like outstretch. Yeah. And so for me, and everything that I've been able to do in my life is kind of like bull in a china shop, like hell or high water. I'm the hell and the high water, right? It's gonna happen. And so I've been, a lot of my personal development has been around, my favorite book that I've ever read is The Little Book of Letting Go. And the lesson that I'm relearning and trying to reanalyze at this point is that we have our two minds, right? Our conflicted mind and our whole mind, which is our love and peace, how we operate from. And I find myself, and a lot of us, like in conflict all the time, that when I'm trying to motivate myself, the things that I say to myself are like, you should be doing this, you need to be doing this, like push, 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 push. But it doesn't give me the sense of peace that I want because I'm always conflicted when I'm pulled away from something else. I should go to the gym, but I have to do this. I need to lose weight, but I've got other things to do. And for me, what has been helping that is so counterintuitive, instead of trying to push through it, just let it go. Like, take away my attachment of what I want to do and operate from where the energy flows most easy. If my weight is distracting me, I need to lose weight. If I am tired, I need to go and take a nap. If I am thinking about a person, I need to call them. Because what that has done is made everything so much easier that I'm not occupying 88% of my mind with these thoughts that are always kind of there, so I'm not able to operate, and I don't have the motivation that I need because it's preoccupied with all of this stuff that I should just take care of. So the same principles that have been helping me accomplish things, it's amazing that the more that I just put it there and say, at what point, what can I do right this second to feel better? Can I be angry, or can I call this person that I need to talk to? Am I conflicted about going to the gym? I need to stop what I'm doing and make that happen. Because that's releasing the block. It's not pushing through it, it's just letting it go. You can be in battle, or you can just walk off the battlefield. So I'll walk away from that. And it's made it so much easier for me to come inside, and I want to do yoga because I need to do this today, not because I'm trying to outwork anybody else. I'm not even trying to outwork myself. I just want to do it. And it's me clearing away kind of all of that stuff around that I'm trying to prove myself, and accountability for me doesn't always have the most positive tone. Like, accountability to me sometimes makes me feel really guilty and like checking the box. And so it doesn't give me the same intent and kind of joy and the peace of mind as choosing and let it go. So that changing my mindset has been very against what I normally do, but I've seen really big gains even in the past kind of 3 or 4 weeks of doing it. Instead of me punishing ourselves, we talk so horribly to ourselves on the inside sometimes about we feel like we should be leaders, so we need to lead first, and our lives need to be all the way together before we're trying to tell somebody else to get their lives together. Instead of being a little bit gentle with ourselves and just saying, how can I serve myself too, and do what I need to do to move along. So the past couple weeks.
That goes back to what we were talking about last week with filling up our glass first so that we can give the world our overflow. And yeah, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I'll share.
Okay, cool.
Whenever, you can finish first.
No, I just wanted to say on your topic that also a lot of what I was sharing this weekend and what I believe has been a huge freeing thing for me is letting go of competition, like in life, period. Like I'm not competing with other leaders. I'm not competing with other leaders inside of Herbalife. I'm not competing with other leaders outside of Herbalife. I am not in competition, period. I am here to be my best self every single day, and what I give to the world is what I give to the world. And when I'm in collaboration with other leaders, what we can create together is beyond powerful. And in the past, I just used to look at, I had this angst of I can do it better, and I don't know if it's just being an athlete since I was 2, to win, a conditioning of winning since I was little, and really that paradigm shift of there's nothing to win, and Valentine used to always tell me that, when are you trying to win? And
life.
Okay, you know what? I'm never gonna that up. Thank God, amen.
Yeah.
What are you trying to win, Laura? Why are you talking I know, and I love you for it. Because honestly, living in a space of collaboration and love, period, and it is freeing to go into a space with other powerful leaders and be what can we create together? I'm gonna give you my awesome overflow, you give me your awesome overflow, and let's flow. Let's go. And I'm just so glad I learned that lesson. It's just so it's living a life so bob. It's a heavy life. Mm-hmm. It's heavy inside of that competition. So we're not competing with anyone. No one is better than anyone, and we're all just working on filling up our cup first so we can just flow and go and get better every single day and see what better we can get to the world as we grow. That was really, really powerful. I definitely want you to share it.
Hi guys, I'm Talicia. Been here a couple times now. At first, when you mentioned the topic of where do you find your motivation when your cup is empty, I was I don't really have anything to say. It's I want to say something, but I don't have anything. And then as everybody's talking, I kind of remembered, I'm a runner. I used to run in high school. I'm getting back into running, doing 5Ks, all of that. And when you get to that last mile, half a mile, and your tank feels really, 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 really empty, you kind of just have to, for me personally, I dig a little bit deeper since I have the little thing in my ear telling me my pace. And so I'm oh, okay, that's the time. I'm trying to beat it. And a lot of you were talking about finding your motivation from outside, and I'm an introvert. And so a lot of times I get my energy from within, and I found that occasionally it works best for me to find my motivation from within and from the repetition. And like Benny was saying, he trains, and you train for 12 weeks, and you go to the show, and you show up, and you're doing it. Running, you have to run, you practice, and you run longer distances, you build that endurance. And so eventually comes from within because I ran those extra miles those 3 days, or I pushed, and I kept running on that second mile that day when I was practicing, and it was 96 degrees outside, and I wanted to pass out, but I kept going. And so for me, it's like that repetition and the strength that I know I have from within, and I've built it up already. And so then it's like that's where I have to tap into. Okay, remember that? That's where you got to hit it today. And so then I go. So for me and what other introverts are out there, that's where I find my motivation sometimes.
I love that. Someone and I was just talking about going back to a past experience.
Yeah.
Of when you went there.
Exactly.
You dug deep, and just having that as an anchored moment in your life. Yeah.
Well, on that same note, it's really cool because I'm seeing the consistent theme of consistency that everyone's bringing up, and how to stay motivated, make the day-to-day thing. And I know my mantra that I like to say is the quickest way to be anything or do anything is just to show up. And I found this to be true throughout my struggles, like with grad school. I had to piece out from my program for a little bit, or just any other goal I've tried to accomplish. It's just I just keep showing up. And so there's that consistency. It's about conquering your day. And another mantra that I use that I really like is instead of trying to change your life, change your day. And so that came up, especially with what you just said. With, you know, if you look back.
I like that though. Yes.
You look back at past memories, but if you keep that consistency and just focus on your day, like you have to, like Val said, you have to put in the work. You have to do the detailed plans and bring it day by day. But, and just like you learn this in performing, acting, or dancing, or whatever, you do all this prep just to let it go. So you do all that detail work just to simplify it and say, I just have to show up. You already know your plan. Just show up every day, change your day. And what you end up doing is you allow yourself space to celebrate your goal today. It's not delayed gratification. This is what I want to look like, who I want to look like. I'm celebrating the fact that I checked off today. So you get to celebrate every day, and you feel good every day. Instead of making it this long-term thing where it's not like, dang, I'm trying to get here. Am I really seeing the definition I think I'm seeing? And it's all about the angle of the mirror, the angle of the selfie. You know, that shirt's fitting on me right today. Maybe I should have ironed it. I know I should do that next time. So just celebrate every day. You know, just check your box off. Don't try to change your life. Just try to change your life.
We talk a lot about daily wins and how our subconscious brains don't know the difference between big wins and small wins, and we can just start to create momentum every single day by literally checking off all of the small wins starting in the beginning of our day. And the momentum that can lead to is massive. I really, really like that mention. Yes.
Actually, on another note, since you said that, the daily win thing, that actually is a new thing that I didn't know that I was doing,
Yeah.
So my coach, Sierra, who's over there, she got me on this 100 pushes for 100 days challenge. And so I've been doing that, and, you know, I've seen the results, and of course, you know, the more you see the results, the more motivated you get. But really what's been pumping me is that, you know, I BS through it. So, like, what I do is to make sure that I've done it, I put on my calendar in a blue highlighter, day number, whatever. So when from a distance, no matter where I am in my room, I see that blue film. And so this month I just got on it more, and I've maybe missed one day this month. That's because I love seeing that blue on my calendar. It's like ridiculous. It's like blue, 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 blue. If I miss one, like it might be 11:30. I'm like, I gotta get this out. Yeah, the daily win thing. Like, if you have a calendar, like that's my, like, you know, just to write stuff down every day. I'm Howard. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like the university.
This week I've been challenged also to kind of piggyback on what everybody's saying is when you're trying to hit your goal and do it per day, it's funny how meaningless relationships pop in. And I'm noticing that how to be stronger in that area to where you see that, you know, let's say you are in a relationship with somebody or, you know, a friend or whatever like that. And what can happen is it can distract you from where you got to go or where you got to go within that day. I'm learning now to not waste time on meaningless relationships. Or if it's a relationship that I've had for a while and realize there's no means to an end, we're not going anywhere, this is where I've got to like cut it off because it's distracting me on my tunnel vision and where I got to go. And I'm learning that so much this week that I'm getting the courage and the mindset to be okay with letting him go. And I'm not saying, oh yeah, you know, piss off, don't call me, you know, hang up. I'm saying, you know what? At this moment, at this time in my life, I'm going in the direction where I need to go. Either you're on or you're off. But not taking the phone call, not taking the extra step to feeling bad because you didn't call them or anything like that. But just slowly letting it go to where you gotta get. So you get to where you gotta go within the day and doing it every day. And that's what has been hard for me as an individual. And it's funny that this week I'm learning to be okay with that. And I think the deep-rooted is loneliness. But when you're on a goal, when you're on a path, you're not lonely. Because what you have is you're allowing your thoughts, and you're gathering your thoughts, and you're being one within yourself. And that's what I'm learning. I had to really realize, why don't I always, have a guy around? And I'm noticing that I don't really need anybody right now. I just need to focus on pursuing it and get to where I've got to go. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with not doing anything on a Saturday night. I'm cool. I just prep me up for the workout on Saturday morning. It's like, and it's just getting yourself together and getting yourself comfortable in where you're at. Yeah. Awesome.
So 2 things that came up from you and shared were whenever we are going for a goal and we're in alignment with our purpose and when we are operating inside of faith in our vision, there will be things that are put in our way to see how strong we really are. Right. So one of my favorite books is Outwitting the Devil. And the way that the book shares these things is these distractions, just to show like what are you really committed to, what are you really here to do. And something that I was listening to this morning was sharing that there is value in every single relationship. So I know that you shared there's not value in these relationships. There is value in relationships. You just get to see, like, so the people in your life that are like, oh, those relationships aren't serving me. What reflection, what darkness reflection inside of them can you feel inside yourself? And the ones that are serving you, what lightness can you see the reflection inside yourself? Because every single person is a reflection of you. And not that you need to hang on to those relationships. We definitely get to have tunnel vision, but releasing judgment of people, if that makes sense. That's been really, really huge for me. And then I used to have the deep fear, quote unquote, that success meant out of you. Like really, 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 it was a really deep fear, which led to my whole love yourself thing, which is why love yourself is my Instagram and all that. Because honestly, at the end of the day, connection, no matter where you are in the ladder of life, the ladder of your vision, connection is connection to something bigger than yourself. It's connection to self. Right. That's connection. We talked about that, I think, a lot last week, is looking for love in external things that fulfill us and give us the feeling that we're really, really looking for. So that was a really, really powerful share. Thank you for that. Yes, Sarah.
That just brings up some thoughts that I have. It seems like that when I'm really clear on my vision, I'm really clear on what I want, and when that happens, I'm able to listen to what my gut wants, what my heart wants in a more clear manner, and then it's people that are also not going the opposite way. Because I've had a lot of relationships where it's like not really going anywhere, and it's just like we're just chilling, we're just hanging out, and like I feel like it's really easy for me to make friends with those people and learn things from them. But as I am very clear in my vision, I start to attract people that are sort of going in the same direction. I mean, it may not be in Herbalife, it may not be in fitness, but in the same direction where they're attached to their vision. And as if I kind of fall off a few days and I'm not I get a little because it's so up and down, keeping your vision 100% attached. As you oh, I'm gonna just chill today. Then I start to really, really notice that I'm not attracting those people that are headed towards their vision. And then I tighten it up, and it's every day in the gym, every day doing this, every day filling my cup, doing my personal development, feeling very connected to the vision, and then more of those people start to come. And it's just been really interesting as I've started to notice that lately. And powerful for me personally.
Really that's a good check-in for myself and for all of us is who's in my circle right now.
Right.
Who's in my circle right now is this serving my vision, and this is actually a reflection of myself.
Right.
You're a reflection of your best friends.
If I'm attracting magical people that are really then I'm doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
It feels good. We're connected. The vision's connected. I'm attracting magical people. I feel magical. And I really use that word magic because that's what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Just real quick, there's 3 things that feed your energy. 3 things that feed your energy. The only thing that your energy feeds off is the thoughts you think, the food you eat, and the company you keep. Those are the three things.
To add to that, there's a video, Laura posted a video on our supervisor talking about subconscious programming. I watched it and it like plays. And I'm like watching all these other videos and he was talking about why certain people have a lot of energy and why certain people don't. And he was like, get really clear that no one creates energy. Let go of it. Energy is coming out of you and you're not creating it, you're releasing energy. So when you release blocks, such as like your thoughts and what you're eating and the three things that create energy, you're releasing more energy. So people that like are buzzing and like always passionate, people like to say that that's how I am. It's not always like this. But when I'm on purpose and around people that are really around me, I'm not like this by myself at my house with them stuck with me. 3 blocks from me, and I'm like, whoops, 0 to 5,000. Because I'm releasing energy. I'm not creating it. It's almost like reflecting. I was talking about shine bright, reflecting, and it's like when he said that, it hit me so hard because energy was a conversation that I had. It's why I was so excited about my Herbalife nutrition. I was always like, Mom, I'm not eating enough iron, or I need more red meat, or like there's something wrong with me. And she's like, you're not sleeping enough, you're drinking too much wine, and you're crazy. And it was like, those were blocks though. Like before Herbalife, those were blocks, and those are things that were like, it was a distraction. It's like meaningless people. There's also meaningless things in our life that are going to block us from releasing energy. It's not like they were taking my energy away. No, I was doing it to myself. So immediately when I like heard that, you're like, people don't have more energy. Like, I don't have more energy than bro. We're just releasing different amounts based on what we've done, what the work that we've done, what we're saying to ourselves, what we're eating. You know, how aligned, how connected to source are we, how aligned are we with our purpose? Because I have days when I'm not aligned, it's like, okay, I wake up, I'm tired. I do the same thing as Joe. I get up, I'm jumping jacks, I'm like, woo! I'm having a great day. Because I'm not excited to get to bed. I will stay in my bed all day. But I know that that's not what I'm up to. Right? Come on, let's go. And, but it's just, that's a release of energy. Like, even just doing that right now, I feel a hand signal. That's just energy. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I know. I want to talk a little bit about motivations for others and kind of as coaches and just people in our lives. I'll tell you something that I've been working through that's maybe not so positive, is that as I've been doing my personal development and I'm feeling really good. If I wake up in the morning and I do my personal development, I get my shake, tea, tabs, and I work out, like 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm walking around like, can nobody tell me nothing? I'm enlightened. Nobody knows my life. And I, again, get into my like competitive mode that when you start having, it's called spiritual specialness, and thinking that you are somehow on a different place, that is the most separation that you can have from everybody.
Yes.
It makes it so that we unconsciously start judging people around us. Like, I'm working on myself, what are you doing today? And how can we connect with the people that absolutely need it the most if we're not willing to not only give away our energy when we have that and spend out all of that energy, but also be willing to show them, here's the days that not only did I not do personal development, but I literally woke up in the worst mood possible. I did not post on Instagram today because I look horrible. Like, if we only show the highlights to people and not we only show our journey going like this, except for when it fell off of the cliff and do that, I don't think that we're able to give that, be that mirror for somebody when their mirror's a little bit dirty. I watched her do that one day. And I told Heather, thank you so much because my mirror is a little bit cloudy today. And if I didn't see the days that people, like, we didn't work out that day, I don't want to drink a shake today. I don't want to do personal development. It's hot and my kid is yelling at me. Any other thing that happens, I think that we just have to be as open and vulnerable with that stuff too, rather than just saying, I worked on me today, I'm perfect, and now I'm going to go and And you start, other people who are not there yet will compare themselves to us and like all the work that we've done, instead of seeing that like we're all on the same path, we're all walking it. Just maybe I won my day today, and let me help you win your day tomorrow if you'll come along with me. So I have been working, that's been my check-in lately, is that I feel really good about myself, but let me not get so high up on my pedestal that I know that I'm building up that I forget to let people know the access that they have. It is a choice to get there every day, instead of feeling like I got this, I want it, and what about you?
And I also think from that space of like really, really high vibration, what I've found has been successful for me is, because I definitely agree with everything that you're saying, is going up here, not going to a space of better than, separate, or judging, but from this space sharing. Because that's the goal. You're in a higher vibration right now. This conversation, you actually look at the energy inside of the collective consciousness right here, it's really, really high. We leave here, we share it, because that's what people need. They don't need, okay, so I remember this time when, no, it's like, when you share from a higher vibration, you instantly give a higher energy to that person. Like, I feel like I actually have, like, spiritual tears, I call them, when I share from that space. When I share from the highest vibration. So that's the gift that we have, is to not go to that space and compare and look around and be like,
and internalize it and don't shut it out. Yeah.
No, that's when you talk to the person on the treadmill next to you. That's why you do personal development, to talk to people in the stairs from this vibration. That's why you do it, to share from that space. And you'll notice that you attract people at a higher vibration from this space to share with.
Why though? So if you're sharing from a high space, the people that have resistance to it are not going to talk to you. They're the ones who are like, nope, not interested, like when you try to talk to them.
And that's fine.
And that's not who you're attracted to. So it's like,
that's fine. But like, listen, one thing I read this Molo movement, one from Lauren No Love. We were going to the stairs, we were getting invites, like, hey, we're doing this Molo movement. Like, what do you do to spread love? And it's crazy to see who's in the shit. And who's like, mood, I'm talking to God's listeners.
Yeah.
Like, that's listeners. Like, what do you do? But still giving them, not being like, oh, I remember a time when my life sucked too. Like, no, like, no,
like your life sucked.
No, but like, okay, you know what? Have an awesome day. Like, high five, love you and peace. Seriously, because I'm not gonna dim my life. In the past, I used to dim my life. Once I'm sharing, I am open to a space of I will get vulnerable with you from this space, wherever this conversation goes. But I'm not comparing, judging. We're not separate, but I'm still sharing from this space. That's what the world needs. This isn't sharing from love. This is the 10% of thinking, and everyone else is in the 90%. So it's not that you need to go down to fear to share for them to understand. It's to, hey, this is my perspective. Come up here. Let's talk about love. Like, there's love in the world. We don't have to live from fear. Like, real talk. Like, I think this is a really that's why we're doing this, actually, to change the collective consciousness of the world. Which, this changes the world, this frequency, this vibration. And yes, we can absolutely get vulnerable, because yes, we've all been to a space where we've had to get down on our hands and just get to the point. So I definitely want to be able to share, and I wanted to share earlier, because it's so relevant to you.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
No, it's all very, very relevant. It's feeding off of different things that people have said throughout the entire course of today. So bits and pieces of it will come from parts. But based off of Sia, you always like open it up for me, and I'm like, oh crap. But I just wanted to share a couple things. I'll try to make it as quick as possible. Something that is very personal to me, which you brought up whenever you were talking about the mirror and having somebody to you need somebody to almost mirror you and show you what it is that you're missing out on or what you're not seeing. And so I actually shared this with Karen last week. And so if you were here at our very first MindFit session where we all had like this crazy breakdown and ugly cry tears, I shared that my boyfriend passed away 3.5 years ago. And so what brought forth for me whenever you were saying that is that a couple weeks ago I had one of those moments I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, like I don't have what everybody else has, I don't have what Brooke has, I don't have what Laura has, I don't have what Val has, you know, all in my head. And so what I decided to do is what kept coming through to me is during the time that I was going through that loss, I was working with my grief counselor. And he said to me at the time, which didn't really make sense to me then, but it makes everything to me now. At the time, he said to me, see yourself the way that he saw you. See yourself the way that he saw you. And it kept playing in my mind that day, see yourself the way that he saw you. Like, let him be your mirror. And so I sat down and I started to write myself a letter. But instead of writing it from me to me, I wrote it from him to me. And it all came straight from the heart. These weren't things that I was just like, you are so awesome. You know, trying to make myself feel better. It literally came from a space of just so much higher vibration. Like I felt like it was really him talking to me. And what I did was afterward, I went back and read the letter. And I was like, wow, that was powerful because everything I read were his words, not mine. And so it was like he kind of spoke through me to show me like, hey, you know, this is how I see you. Start seeing yourself this way. And it's just so powerful, so groundbreaking that I was like laughing, crying, happy, sad. Not even sad. I was just like, I don't even know what to do with myself right now. This isn't me. And so I think what I took from that is that we do have to learn sometimes that the way that we see ourselves isn't the way that everybody else sees us. And if we can just remind ourselves that we're getting in our own heads, then everything will just kind of go a lot smoother. And then one more thing I wanted to share to kind of feed off of that was I posted a link on Facebook. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Cute Blackson. He's a life coach. He's really awesome. Anyway, so he posted this video blog about soulmates and how we're so interested in finding our soulmate, who's it going to be, who is he, who is she, you know. And what was most powerful that he said is that when you pray to meet your soulmate, you're praying to meet yourself. And it's so true because you need that soulmate to be a reflection of what it is that you're digging for so deep inside that you just can't seem to find. You know,
Snap.
We have this big description of what our soulmate is supposed to be and who they're, you know, exactly what they're supposed to look like and what way they're going to come. You know, they're going to come like a knight in shining armor on their white horse and just rescue us from our miserable life, you know? And it's actually like you don't have just one soulmate. You have a soul group. You have people that are supposed to come into your life at any given time. So not just one person in your life is the one, every person is the one who comes into your life. And they're there for that specific one reason. And anyway, I just wanted to
We post that in Amen. I love that. And on your side, on your side. So, how many of you guys found value in today?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Today was really, really powerful. Thank you for everybody that shared. So let's go through some action steps. First, I want to acknowledge Amanda. She's been bringing these worksheets every single week, so she's incredible. So this worksheet is just different things. There's mantras that you can do. Remember, go back to your peak moments. And sweat, get active, drink water, daily wins. They're all on here. So cool action steps that we have. And let's be consistent this week. I think the theme was consistency, showing up for ourselves even when we don't want to. You know, let's all jump out of bed and take selfies. I have an announcement to make actually. Okay, so we have a program called The Next Level that a lot of us are a part of. Whether you are or not, you totally get to be a part of this. So if you go on my Instagram, it's Team Sexy, but it's S3XY247. I posted a video this morning about I matter, we matter, you matter, and I know Laura talks about this a lot. You guys have it written over here on your little things. I stop you guys. I don't know what that is. You have, but I want them. Anyway, we're creating it. No, it's like a little table. Oh yeah. Don't. Anyways, breathe.
we're creating a movement, an I Matter movement. So every day we wake up and we post I Matter, this is my intention for the day. At night we post I Matter, matter, you matter, we matter, and then I post my numbers. So what I challenge the entire next level, 75 people and all the coaches to do, is today at 10 a.m., so they just did it, post I Matter, like hashtag I Matter 24, and do a video, do a photo, do whatever you want to do, whatever your expression of I Matter means and why. And we're creating a movement, so it's going to continue to go on, but like everyone that posts today is like the beginning of the movement, and I want to challenge you guys to have a conversation with your clients, with your family, with anyone who's not, this is not an Herbalife thing, it's a planet thing, it's an I Matter, you matter, we matter thing. This is a very high vibrational thing, and it's really cool because when a group of people focuses on something, it creates energy, it creates momentum, and it creates a shift. Yeah. So we're creating that, so I want to invite you guys to do that, to talk about it all week, to really see what we can make happen. And it's I Matter 24, so go on, hashtag it, and let's blow it up. It's really, really cool. That's really,
so we can do that when we get up and then post it at 10 a.m.?
No, we started this morning at 10 a.m., so I haven't actually even looked on it, but if you go on the hashtag I Matter 24, there's a bunch of people that are in the next level posted this morning at 10 a.m. Let's all do it at the same time. Instagram. And so it's not loading, but if you go look at it, I kind of did, so just post it whenever you want to. It's pretty sweet though.
So just so you guys know, upcoming events for this week, we have tomorrow, we have an amazing workout at 7 o'clock, coaching meetings at 6:30, invite whoever you want. It's a $5 workout with post-recovery and a really cool community wellness workshop afterwards. Thursday morning, we have a really cool CrossFit workout with new equipment inside of here at 5:30 in the morning. Thursday night, we're doing extravaganza bonanza. Every single one of us, we're all going to Chicago. We're hanging out. We're going to have a party in Chicago. It's our yearly Herbalife convention. So definitely, if you guys want to come hear about extravaganza, that's Thursday night. We also have a team call Thursday night. Friday, we have yoga 9:45. And if you're interested in being a coach with us, come Saturday for training. It starts at 10 o'clock. Sunday's a big workout too. It's at 9 a.m. So get the schedule from the person that invited you down. Thank you. Welcome to Team 24 Fit. Cool.
Awesome job.
Wait.
Wait for it.